this computer, and I'm going to pin, right. So great, guys. Great having you all here, and good evening to all of you. I'm Kirti Bakshi, friends, and I am into the field of psychotherapy from the last 20 years. And when I started off, we were looking for opportunities like this to learn, to learn more techniques, because we had all the possible theory with us. What we didn't have with us was practical knowledge of how do you actually navigate a session. Like, where do you begin, where do you close, how do you process a certain issue or a concern that has come up. And so over the next 20 years, I kept on improvising, kept on learning and learning, and I'm to date a student. I still learn a lot. I came across many techniques, many modalities, and the modality that stayed with me were the ones that I practice. I have a practice out of Mumbai. I practice out of Mumbai, and I train in Hong Kong and Dubai and Mumbai, Bangalore, and Calcutta and Delhi and Jaipur. These are the main cities that I travel to for training. And the areas that I train in are hypnotherapy. I started with training in hypnotherapy, went on to metaphor therapy. Then I started basic psychology for people who are coming from the healing background. They need to know certain basics of psychology. I started working with them to teach them the basics of psychology. And my friends who came from the psychology background needed to know a lot of technique-based work, and I started teaching it to them. So for me, it was like really a beautiful cross that blended very well. Apart from metaphor therapy, I teach hypnotherapy, I teach basic psychology, I teach children and teenage psychology, play therapy, family constellations, which is another beautiful modality. I wish the whole world could experience it. And I teach career counseling. So these are all the modalities that from time to time I teach. And the one that is consistently stuck to me is metaphor therapy. And I learned it, I explored it, I researched into it. I was working for as a head of the department in a company that maintained research archives for History Channel. That's where I got an opportunity to research on metaphors, which I had seen largely being used in the Rudolf Steiner schools. And they were doing drawing analysis, and they were recruiting teachers, they were doing drawing analysis, and they were understanding children. And I had learned conventional psychology-based drawing analysis, but it was not so comprehensive. So I wanted to learn more, and I then started researching, and I figured out that metaphor therapy belongs to the school of projective psychology, which is the Jungian school of psychology. And that's where I started researching a lot more into Carl Jung's work, and came up with a book called Man and His Symbols, and in which he talks largely about metaphors. And Carl Jung is known for the metaphorical work that he did, and so is Milton Erickson, who worked largely with metaphoric stories. So I started researching, and I started using it in my practice. And I'm talking to you all 18 years ago, I started using it in my practice. And I started getting results by this combination of few techniques. I started getting very good results. And that's when some students expressed an interest to learn, and I formulated the course. And from then, I have always been teaching it every alternate month. And it's literally been that long that I've been teaching metaphors, but I still find it so amazing. I still find every metaphor gives me a unique insight into something. So this is about how I landed into metaphor. Let us now talk about what is metaphor therapy. So metaphor therapy, friends, I can share a PPT, but I would prefer to just give you a very, very simple explanation for it, not wanting it to complicate it for you all. Metaphors are the images that are stored in our subconscious mind. It has been researched and it has been proved that the subconscious mind stores information in the forms of images. These images are called as metaphors. If you want to change the resultant behavior, personality of any individual, change their metaphors. change the images that sit in their subconscious. Once that image has changed, the effect will be fantastic and everlasting. So, reaching these images, understanding these images, and changing these images is called as metaphor therapy. Simple. So, we are going to work not with the language, we are going to work with images. So, in a metaphor therapy, you will be learning drawing analysis and color psychology, which is one type of a metaphor. You will be learning verbal metaphor, that is when clients are talking, they're using a lot of metaphors. So how do you pick up one of them, develop it into a full form of therapy, and do a closure with that? How will you address grief of a lost parent figure or a lost partner or somebody of whom you lost? Is also images that continuously live within us. How will you address traumas using metaphors? How will you let go of the past using metaphors? How will you create a vision for the future using metaphors? So this all forms a substratum of metaphor work, and this is how we have got many techniques around metaphor therapy. So this third part of metaphors is the imaginary metaphor, in which we give the client certain imaginations to do, and then we interpret those imaginations. So we are going to be learning the three metaphors, major types, which is the visual, the verbal, and the imaginary. We are going to learn color psychology, and we are going to learn drawing analysis. We are also going to learn acceptance and commitment therapy using metaphors. Now, acceptance and commitment therapy, friends, is the latest form of positive psychology therapy. As we all know that the advent of classical psychology has changed. You don't no longer need Freudian psychology, because somewhere today's generation or today's people are aligning more to positive psychology. And of course, it has come up as a big wave and a big movement in the field of applied psychology. And acceptance and commitment therapy is a form of positive psychology, which is what we are going to learn how to do that through metaphors. So in the entire workshop that we conduct, that I'm going to conduct, which is a 4-day workshop, which is going to be a Saturday, Sunday on the 12th and 13th, and a Saturday, Sunday on the 18th and 19th, and a follow-up sessions we'll have every week in order to keep you all practiced and keep you all rehearsing the different and weaving of different techniques. So what we are focusing on in metaphor therapy is we are focusing on giving you more skills. Okay, so the point is, it is that 1 hour that you get with your client. In that 1 hour, what you do is the basis of your practice. If you know and understand, coaching or counseling is a word of mouth practice. There's advertisement that works, but it's so much word of mouth that to date, all my clients are word of mouth. And I literally am doing 4 clients a day. And that too are on waiting list. But I do not advertise for clientele. I advertise for my workshops, but not for clientele, because one after the other, I'm getting one reference from the previous clients. And how does that happen? That happens in that 1 hour. You get just 1 hour, 45 minutes with your client. In that, what kind of work, what techniques you're using is a turning point in the client's life, in your life as a therapist, as well as a turning point for your practice in your career. So that's why I insist on everyone. I go to lecture in psychology colleges to the MA psychology students. I give lectures in the corporate divisions for the HR managers. And I tell all of them that if you really need to do something, you need to know techniques. And you need to master your technique. Not just know a technique, master the technique. Once you are going to go to a session with an empty mind, but a brain full of techniques, you will do so much more better. It'll add to your confidence. So that's where metaphor therapy and other forms of therapy, I encourage everyone to learn at least 5 different techniques before you jump into, this career of coaching. Now, why are we calling it coaching and why are we not calling it counseling? Coaching is more progressive in nature nowadays. People are more open to going to wellness coaches, and psychologists also are doing extremely good business. And that's also people are opening up. We can see the horizons opening up for counseling also. But counseling does, to call yourself a counseling psychologist or a counselor, you do require an MA in psychology. But to call yourself a wellness coach, a barefoot psychologist, a person who has intuitive knowledge of psychology, whose words matter, who can impact people, a person who knows that I am a magnet and I draw people towards me and I create solutions for them, are perfect people to get into the coaching industry. And it's really, really opening up. So coaching industry starts with the highest bracket of certification, which is an ICF certification, that is International Coaching Federation, which certification along with all your case studies and everything should take you around 2 years, 2.5, 3 years to complete, and would be costing you somewhere near 3.5, 4 lakh rupees. I would recommend that only for people who want to enter only the corporate scenario. Apart from that, just being a metaphor coach or an NLP coach is something that would really give you good placement and you would be able to draw good work with your clients. Up after that, you also have coaching courses in India, which are offered by Symbiosis and many other private organizations and bodies, which are running around 80,000 to 1.5 lakh rupees fee structure. And they have taken basics of some techniques and have integrated them. But that does leave you a little hungry for knowing one technique and mastering a technique. So once again, the curriculum has to be very technique centered. It has to be very uniquely focused on any one technique. And then you may learn 4 or 5 different techniques. So you will have to learn a lot while going. And I think there will be a quest in you to learn more and more and more once you are into this journey. So I've spoken so far about metaphor therapy, which lies into the School of Projective Psychology. I have spoken about the workshop that we are going to do, in which we are going to be teaching you all the visual, the verbal, the imaginary metaphor, the transformative metaphor, acceptance and commitment therapy using metaphor, basic skills of counseling using metaphors. So we're going to be teaching you all this. We are going to be holding your hand all the way through. There's going to be a WhatsApp group which will be active for all times to come. And the students who want to practice more will be added to the advanced group where they will be mentored continuously. So there's a hand holding that goes on throughout after you join the course. I've spoken to you all about the coaching as an industry, holistic coaching as an industry, and mental health is primary right now. And it is a business opportunity which is doing so well. So well. And coaches are really, really, I've seen people transitioning from engineering, from corporate jobs, from, very happening jobs to the coaching industry simply because they feel they have something to give. So it's a field which encourages you to share, which encourages you to impact lives, where you can transform lives. And if you have that kind of a gift of gab, if you feel intuitively that you can make that difference to people's lives, come from that platform where what can you do for the world? If you think you can do a lot good for the world, then I would encourage you all to learn techniques. Because then let's put a design to the whole thing. The more design you put, the better you would be able to flow. So there can be sessions which we have done with people inadvertently or just in a casual conversation, and that has really fallen very well. And it has kind of, people have responded to it. Right now, what is important is, just give me a moment. Sorry, there was a bell at the door. So it's very important for all of us to now think about what are the questions that we require to be answered. So the most often asked question to me is certification. So you all will be given a certification by the counseling company, which will be signed by me, and you will be able to practice enough of metaphor and coaching work using that certificate. The skills, I will be teaching you all 8 different skills, 8 different ways. If you're working with a corporate client, how will you work? If you're working with a teenager, how will you work? I'm giving you all tools to work with. If you are approaching somebody who's lost someone, how will you work with them? If there's somebody who has a lot of past baggage, how will you work with them? If there's somebody who has anxiety, how will you work with them? If there's somebody who comes to you for anger management, how will you work with them? Almost all the areas that you all will require to cover is what I would be teaching you all in metaphor therapy. And apart from this, there is what metaphors do to us is also very, very amazing. It's very experiential. When you all will go through the workshop, you all will be able to work on yourself, because every technique is going to be worked on you all. It's a very interactive workshop. It's not passive listening at all. So we will start the workshop at 11 in the morning, 11:30 in the morning. We take a break at 12:30 to 12:45. We go on till 1:30, take another break. We go on from 2:30 to 3:30, 3:45, take a tea break, go on from 3:45 onwards till 5:30, take a break and go on till 6:30. So this is how it's going to be. And every technique you are going to learn is going to be practiced on you all. So this is me with my information on coaching industry, coaching as well as metaphor therapy. If you all have any questions, please feel free to ask right now. And it would be great if you all can unmute yourself and speak so the others can also benefit from your questions. So let's take questions now, friends.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Kirti, ma'am.
Yes, tell me, please.
I just wanted to know, is metaphor therapy a part of NLP?
NLP is based on metaphor.
Okay. So,
NLP makes use of lots of metaphors.
Okay, okay.
You see, NLP is largely image based, right?
Yes, yes.
So NLP is based on metaphors. However, if you know your metaphors, you can use NLP better. But there are many things in NLP where you might find that, okay, this technique doesn't fit, this technique doesn't fit. Then you can fall back on your metaphor techniques. So it's a beautiful marriage of the two.
So you mean to say metaphor is a bigger thing and NLP is a subset of it?
And NLP is an offshoot of metaphors, yes.
Okay, okay, yeah. So actually, I just wanted to, I asked you because I've done NLP last 6 months.
Okay.
And I got a pretty idea about it. Now, prior to that, I came across your sessions also, and it was there in my mind that metaphor is also one thing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get the clarity. I mean, the how the things are, whether it's related or it's like
No, it's different. Different in the sense it's more on the lines, but metaphor follows a slightly different invasive approach. NLP does not fall into invasive approaches. If you see NLP, you can go content free also.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what NLP you are practicing, but NLP can largely go content free also. But metaphor would create a shift in the inner perspectives.
So you mean to say metaphor is a little deeper, or it is like
it's deeper. It's deeper. Definitely more deeper.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes. Kirti ma'am, I have a question. You mentioned that you'd be teaching us 5 templatized ways of handling, not 5, 8 you said, right? Scenarios. But what if there is a scenario which I have not encountered and none of those templates work for it? Then can we reach out to you and design
Of course
something?
you can, but then there are primary emotions and secondary emotions. So, so there are, basically we will still be looking at handling an exaggerated emotional state, be it anger, be it rage, be it aggression, be it depression, be it whatever. So how to handle emotional states, we'll be giving you tools for that, which will uniformly apply to all emotional states.
Okay. My second question to you is a little personal. It's about inner child healing for myself, which I'm told I need to do. So while that is not done as yet, can I still take this up and
it will be
use
done
it?
during the workshop.
It will? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
Right?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for asking this in a nice way. Everyone can benefit from that. Yes, friends, any other questions?
Ma'am, once again, I just want to ask one personal question.
Sure.
See, I have one anger issue. I mean, the thing is that I have around me one family person, and the chemistry is such that because of the extreme dominance, my anger shoots up, right? Now, that off late, what happens since a couple of months, whenever my anger triggers, I guess I get a chest pain, right? Now, the point is what I'm trying to say, even though I've consulted doctors and all, but I understand that it is a pain which shoots up instantly and it doesn't go. So, can there be any such
Yes, we will
solutions of
work on
anger
that during the
management?
class.
Okay, fine.
We can work on that. Definitely work on that.
So, metaphor can be there such that where my anger doesn't shoot up.
Yes, yes. The somatic precipitation also can be controlled.
Okay.
I've done this with a lot of people, a lot of clients. So you will be learning how to do it.
Okay.
Right, friends? So this is...
One question. When would this be?
Sorry, when will this be? This will be on 12th and 13th. I'm just coming to that detailing here. 12th and 13th, Saturday, Sunday, and then 18th and 19th, Saturday, Sunday. So this is the dates. You can take it down here. Please take a screenshot of this.
Okay. So this would be 4 classes.
4 days and then a follow-up every week.
Okay. And what are the charges?
I'll come to that also. The charges are here. So the total initial price that we were selling it before the lockdown was 25,000. Then we brought it down to 20,000. Then we have now super offer only because the lockdown still has not totally gone and people are still kind of, not back on their full job, is 18,000. It can be paid in equal installments, 2 to 3 equal installments in spread over 2 to 3 months. And you have to pay only 2,000 now to register.
Okay, thank you.
Right?
Kirti ma'am, can you tell us more about the organization that's certifying us?
The counseling company is the organization. If you look up Google, you will see our company. We have a good presence from the last 18 years and we have been into the field of teaching, and it's a private organization, but so is all the NLP, all the metaphors, all the hypnotherapy that's being taught in our country are all taught by private organizations. So as such, there's no government organization that's teaching.
Okay, second question is, if I want to club this with NLP with you, how would that work out? Or is that a separate program and can't be clubbed and paid for together?
Not really. You can pay if you like to pay together, but we'll discuss that when you do NLP. We'll see what we can do.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right?
I had a question about the practice. So when we're practicing, you said that will go on for a month. Will that be amongst ourselves, whoever signs up for the course, and you'll be observing or monitoring?
Yes,
or,
you all will be practicing on WhatsApp, and then we will take refresher sessions for you all once in 1 week or 10 days as decided by the group. So we'll pair you all up, discuss your problems, discuss your queries. Many of you all have marketing problems, like how do I market myself? I'll put you in touch with my social media people. We will also I will tell you on my marketing strategy, how I have branded, how I have marketed myself, and I'll put you all in touch with very reasonable social media people who will be there to help.
That's like a bonus. Thank you so
I know,
much.
because
That's
I understand that's
a
where
big
most
thing.
people get stuck, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I have a team which is very, very reasonable. So I'll put you all in touch with my team.
Oh my God, that is such a huge help. You have no idea.
It is a huge help, yes. And besides, you know, we are so confused with all the social media campaigns that we ultimately land up getting confused into whom to appoint. So I will be sharing that with you all, and what should you look for in your social media partner, and to what extent you should pay, and what is the social media strategy that will work best. I will be sharing that with you all. So, right, friends, any other questions do we have?
So just to be clear, this 18,000 that you offered us, this is the advanced one, hai na?
It's both basic and advanced.
So the 18,000 is for basic and advanced, both of them
Both
together.
of them.
Like that's the one.
It covers
And,
both the workshops and the practice sessions.
Perfect. And the practice session for both is 1 month.
Yeah, for both is 1 month. Yeah.
Not 1 month each, but like 1 month in total.
No, it's 1 month for both, and then the WhatsApp group will continue to go on for years.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
So we don't dissolve a group. We take up the active participants and add them to an ongoing thread, which is the advanced group, which has been practicing for 10 years now.
And okay, so then we also get the added guidance from
support.
people who are
Community
yeah,
support.
and plus people who've practiced for much longer. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Great. Thank you.
All right. So great, friends. It was lovely meeting you all, and I'm really happy to find so many of you all so interested. I would only tell you all, if you all intuitively feel you can transform lives and you have this innate need to help and reach out to people and add more meaning to your life, do not hold back. Please put your first foot in. The rest will be taken care of, because I have personally coached so many people who were like sitting at home but had that intuitive need to get a meaning to their life. And today they have roaring practices. I'll share their names and numbers with you all. You all can talk to them personally and see how they started just with a basic metaphor workshop. And today they are having independent clinics and are practicing and having 4, 4, 5, 5 clients a day. What is important is to put your first foot forward. So I hope to see you all across. Can you all please send me a message on WhatsApp saying I attended?
On your private or on the group?
On the group.
Yeah.
What happens is my team at my end knows that you all have attended.
Okay, great.
All right. So just send me a message on WhatsApp. So Bhuvi, you couldn't hear me?
No, I heard you.
All right. No, you message, no, there's some background sound.
Oh yeah, that was before we began.
Ah, okay. Great. So guys, please do send me a WhatsApp message saying I attended. I hope to see all of you across. I'm really excited to meet you all. And I hope to see all of you across. And trust me, it's going to be a beautiful journey for you all.
Can I just ask one last question? How big is the group size expected?
Sorry?
How big are your group sizes in general?
In general, anywhere between 5 to 10.
Okay.
Not bigger than, because I do this every alternate month.
Yeah.
So, and 8 or 10 is a very comfortable group size for me, because I do individual work with all of you, know. So bigger than that wouldn't be able to do justice to the cause.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes total sense. And I have one completely unrelated question, but like, when are you doing your next family constellation workshop?
Oh, sure. That will be great. You want to do it?
Yes, I'm really desperate to do it. I mean, I've been looking everywhere.
I'm announcing it next week itself. You can book your dates for January 1st and 2nd weekend.
And it's a like how do you say this? It's a residential, like an in-person course. You have
It's
to be there
in-person. Family
physically.
constellation can't be online.
Yeah. And that's also a certification?
That's also a certification course. I'm certified
Perfect.
to train in family constellations.
It's amazing. I mean, like, that's just one of those therapies that I got
It's
in,
so
like, I
beautiful.
heard
It's
about.
so beautiful.
And yeah, it's just kind of like, I'm obsessed with it. It's just changed so many things, shifted so many things in me.
Wonderful.
And I'm just, yeah, I'm excited. Okay, I will look forward to that message. Thank you so
Great,
much.
great. Yeah, bye-bye. All right, friends, see you all. Bye-bye and have a great time. Hope to see you all across.